If you
If
ever
you ever
open
open
that
that
door,
door,
our
our
marriage
marriage
ends.
ends,
He didn't raise
and
his
you will not
voice.
like what
He didn't
follows.
smile. And you will not like what follows. That was the first rule her billionaire husband gave her on their wedding night. Not about loyalty, not about respect, not about love. A door. Amara,
Like what
24 years old, sharp-minded, raised by a struggling single mother who believed marriage was security, had just become Mrs. Damian Cole, wife to one of the most powerful men in the country. The wedding was perfection. Cameras, politicians, champagne, flashing lights. But now, the guests were gone. The mansion was quiet. Too quiet. Damian placed a gold key in her palm. "This opens every room in this house," he said calmly, "except the one at the end of the west hallway." His fingers tightened slightly around hers. "You will never go there. Never. Not please don't. Not it's private. Never." Amara forced a smile. But as he walked away, she noticed something chilling. The west hallway had no lights on. Just darkness at the end, and a single black door. No handle on the outside. No visible lock. Just silence. Heavy, watching silence. And somehow, she felt certain that whatever was behind it was not empty. The west hallway did not feel like the rest of the mansion. It felt hidden. The marble flooring ended halfway, replaced by darker tiles that swallowed the light. No paintings, no mirrors, no decoration, as if this part of the house did not want to be seen. Amara slowed her steps. Tick, tick, tick. Her heartbeat grew louder than her heels. When she finally stood in front of the black door, she noticed something new. A thin metal slit near the bottom. Not decorative. Functional. Like something could be passed through. Food. Water. Her throat tightened. This wasn't storage. And it wasn't empty. She leaned closer. That's when she heard it. Breathing. Slow, steady, controlled. Human breathing. Her body went still. The breathing stopped. Silence returned. And then, 3 slow knocks. Not random. Not accidental. Evenly spaced. As if someone inside knew exactly where she was standing. Her pulse spiked. She stepped back. Her phone vibrated violently in her hand. A message from Damian. 2 words. Turn around. Her blood froze. Because that meant one thing. He was watching her. And very slowly, she turned. And at the far end of the hallway, a security camera tilted downward, directly at her. Amara did not run. She should have. But fear can paralyze, and curiosity can root you to the floor. The camera above her made a soft mechanical sound, adjusting its angle. Watching, recording, judging. Her phone vibrated again. Another message from Damian. Step away from the door. No greeting, no explanation, just control. But before she could move, something slid across the floor inside the room. A scraping sound. Then, slowly, a folded piece of paper pushed through the metal slit. Her breath caught in her throat. The paper stopped halfway, waiting, as if it expected her to take it. Her hands trembled. This was the moment. Obey her husband, or disobey him. Her fingers reached down. She grabbed the paper, and instantly, a whisper came from inside. Soft, dry, close to the door. You look just like her. Amara's blood turned cold. Like who? Before she could speak, footsteps echoed from behind her. Not servants. Heavy, measured, familiar. Damian. He wasn't supposed to be home. Amara turned slowly. Damian stood at the end of the hallway. No anger on his face. No panic. Just calm, terrifying calm. He adjusted his cufflinks as he walked toward her. The camera above tilted back into its original position, as if nothing had happened. "Did you enjoy your walk?" he asked quietly. Her hand still held the folded paper. She didn't open it. Not yet. The air felt thick. Heavy. "Who was inside that room?" she asked. A mistake. His jaw tightened just slightly, but he smiled. "You're imagining things." From behind the door, a sudden loud bang shook the frame. Once. Hard. Amara flinched. Damian did not. Instead, he stepped closer. Close enough that she could see something in his eyes she hadn't noticed before. Not love. Not anger. Fear. Not fear of her. Fear of what might come out. He leaned in, very close to her ear. "If you value your life, you will forget what you heard." And then, from inside the room, a voice screamed. Her name. The scream echoed through the hallway. Amara. Not a whisper. Not a mistake. Her name. From inside the forbidden room. Amara staggered back. Her mind raced. How does someone in there know my name? Damian's expression changed. Not anger. Not panic. Calculation. He grabbed her wrist. Firm, controlled. You were done here. His grip wasn't violent. It was worse. It was possessive. He pulled her away from the door as another bang hit the inside wall. Louder. Desperate. Please, the voice cried. Don't let him. The sound cut off. Suddenly, as if someone inside had been silenced. Damian turned to the door, pressed his thumb against a hidden panel in the wall. A soft beep, then silence. Complete silence. He looked at Amara. You will not return here again. But this time, it wasn't a warning. It was a command. And as he walked her back toward the main hallway, her fingers tightened around the folded paper still hidden in her palm. He hadn't noticed. Yet, that night, Damian did not sleep beside her. He said he had work. The West Wing lights remained off. But Amara could not rest. The scream replayed in her mind. Her name. Clear. Terrified. She locked the bedroom door, sat on the edge of the massive bed, and finally, she opened the folded paper. 3 words were written in shaky handwriting. I am alive. Her stomach dropped. Below it, another line. He told you I died. Her vision blurred. Died? Who? Her hands trembled as she turned the paper over. There was a drawing. Crude. Rough. But unmistakable. A woman. Long hair. Oval face. Sharp cheekbones. And eyes that looked exactly like hers. Not similar. Not close. Identical. Amara couldn't breathe. She walked to the mirror across the room, stared at her reflection, touched her own face. The resemblance wasn't coincidence. It was design. Her marriage. The sudden proposal. The speed. The privacy agreement she signed without reading fully. The way Damian watched her sometimes. Not like a husband. Like a collector. A cold realization formed at her chest. She wasn't chosen. She was selected. A replacement. But for who? And why was the original locked away? A soft notification sound broke her thoughts. A news article alert. Billionaire Damian Cole's late wife remembered on anniversary of tragic accident. Late wife. Amara's heart pounded. She clicked the article. A photo loaded slowly. And when it fully appeared, the phone slipped from her hand. Because the woman in the picture was her. The article claimed the first Mrs. Cole died in a car accident 2 years ago. The body was too damaged for public viewing. Private burial. Closed casket. Minimal press. Amara's breathing became uneven. The woman in the photo had her face. Her smile. Her features. But the eyes. The eyes looked sad. Like someone trapped long before any accident. Footsteps approached the bedroom. Amara quickly hid the paper inside her pillowcase. The door handle turned. Locked. Damian knocked once. Why is the door locked? Her voice shook. I was resting. A pause. Then, a quiet chuckle. You look nervous lately. Silence stretched between them. Then he said something that made her blood run cold. Grief does strange things to a face. Grief. To a face. He walked away, but not before sliding something under the door. A photograph. Old. Worn. Of him. Standing beside the first wife. And in the background, the same black door. Already there. 2 years ago. Midnight. The mansion slept, but Amara did not. Her mind connected every piece. The scream. The paper. The drawing. The article. The identical face. There was only one truth that made sense. The first wife never died. She was locked away. Replaced. Preserved. Amara stood slowly. Walked to the window. And looked toward the West Wing. One faint light glowed behind the black door. For the first time, it wasn't silent. A shadow moved across the bottom crack. Not pacing. Not desperate. Waiting. Then her phone vibrated. Unknown number. A message. He's preparing the room again. Her hands went cold. Another message followed. He can't keep both of you. And then, a third. Run. Amara did not run. She stared at the last message. He can't keep both of you. Both. That word stayed with her. Both. Her mind replayed everything. The proposal that came out of nowhere. The private background checks she assumed were normal. The NDA she signed without reading fully. The medical examination required for security reasons. Her breathing slowed. Medical examination. Why would marriage require blood samples? Footsteps echoed faintly somewhere in the mansion, but not near her room. From the west wing, she stepped away from the window, locked her bedroom door, and for the first time since the wedding, she tried to remember something specific. Her childhood, her early teenage years, a birthday memory, anything clear, but something was wrong. The memories were there, but distant, like watching someone else's life through glass. Blurry at the edges. Disconnected. Her phone buzzed again. Unknown number. You don't remember the clinic, do you? Her heart slammed against her ribs. What clinic? Her head began to ache. Sharp. Sudden. Like pressure building behind her eyes. She closed them, and an image flashed. White walls. Bright surgical lights. A man saying, "Increase sedation." Her eyes snapped open. That wasn't her memory. Was it? Her phone vibrated again. He rebuilt you. Rebuilt. That word didn't make sense. People aren't rebuilt. Unless. Her stomach turned. She rushed to the mirror, stared at her reflection, touched her cheekbones, her jawline. The faint scar near her ear she always assumed was from childhood. But she couldn't remember how she got it. The news article photo replayed in her mind. The first wife. The same face. The same structure. Too perfect. Too identical. This wasn't coincidence. This was design. Another message arrived. You signed consent. Her hands went numb. Consent for what? The bedroom door handle rattled suddenly. Not forcefully. Testing. Amara stepped back. Damian's voice came through the door. Soft. Controlled. You look pale at dinner. She didn't respond. A pause. Then, sometimes healing can be confusing. Healing? Her throat dried. What did you mean earlier? She forced out. Silence. Then a faint sigh. You were very sick when I found you. Her pulse stuttered. Sick? I saved your life. The words felt rehearsed. Too smooth. You don't remember the accident? Accident. Her mind scrambled. Car accident? Hospital? Pain? There were no memories. Only blank spaces. And then, a flash. Not a crash. Of signing papers. Her signature. Repeated. Over and over. I gave you a new beginning, Damian said quietly. And you promised to never leave. After his footsteps faded, Amara collapsed onto the bed. Her hands shook uncontrollably. What if she wasn't replaced? What if she volunteered? What if she was someone else before? Her phone lit up again. Last message from the unknown number. He didn't tell you the full price. Then, a photo, taken inside the forbidden room. Dim lighting, chains bolted to the wall, a hospital-style bed, and a woman sitting upright in the shadows. Long hair, same face, but thinner, weaker, eyes hollow, not dead, not ghostly, alive. Under the image were 3 words. She remembers everything. Amara's breathing became uneven. If that woman remembered, what did she forget? A loud alarm suddenly echoed through the mansion. Not fire, not security breach. Internal system alert. Her phone screen changed. Biometric sync error. She frowned. Before she could process it, another notification appeared. Primary identity conflict detected. Conflict. Primary. Identity. Her blood turned cold. Down the hallway. A door unlocked. Not her bedroom. The west wing. Footsteps. Slow. Dragging. Not Damian's. Not confident. Weak. But moving. Toward her. Her phone buzzed one final time. From the unknown number. There can only be one. And then, her bedroom lights flickered, and the door handle began to turn. Slowly. From the outside, the bedroom door creaked open. Slowly. Amara stepped back. The hallway lights flickered behind a figure standing there. It wasn't Damian. It was her. Same height. Same face. Same eyes. But thinner. Weaker. Barefoot. A faint surgical scar traced behind her ear. Identical to Amara's. They stared at each other. No screaming. No dramatic music. Just breathing. Uneven. Shaking. You're newer, the woman whispered. Newer. Not fake. Not replacement. Newer. Amara's chest tightened. What are you talking about? The woman stepped inside and quietly shut the door behind her. He never keeps us long. Us. The word echoed like a gunshot in Amara's mind. Down the hallway, footsteps approached. Heavy, measured. Damian. The other woman moved quickly to the window. He tracks stability, she whispered urgently. If we start remembering, he resets. Resets. Amara's vision blurred. What number are you? The woman asked. Number? I don't. The woman grabbed Amara's wrist. Turned it over. There. Faint. Almost invisible. A small marking near her pulse. C07. The woman lifted her own wrist. C06. Amara's heart nearly stopped. You're not the first, the woman said. And I'm not either. Footsteps stopped outside the door. Silence. Then Damian's voice. Gentle. Almost loving. Open the door, Amara. Which one? He thinks he's bringing her back, C06 whispered. Who? Amara breathed. The woman's eyes filled with something deeper than fear. Grief. His fiancée. The word settled heavy in the air. She died 3 years ago. Car accident. Closed casket. He never saw the body. Amara's pulse pounded. So he searches, C06 interrupted, for women with similar bone structure, similar features. Then he corrects what doesn't match. Corrects. Amara touched the faint scar behind her ear. Suddenly it made sense. He studies our behavior, C06 continued. Speech patterns, smile angles, emotional responses. He calls it stability alignment. Outside the door, a key turns slowly. He doesn't want a wife, C06 whispered. He wants her back. Damian entered. Red emergency lights reflected in his eyes. Not rage. Not madness. Something worse. Devotion. You shouldn't be together, he said softly. C06 stepped forward. You're never satisfied. Damian's jaw tightened. She was perfect, he said quietly. She laughed differently. She blinked slower. She tilted her head when she listened. His voice almost trembled. You both get close, but not close enough. Amara felt her stomach drop. We're experiments, she whispered. No, Damian replied calmly. Your progress. The emergency system repeated. Manual deletion required. Damian pulled the small black device from his pocket. It resets the unstable one, he explained gently. Memories fragment. Personality softens. We begin again. Begin again. C06 grabbed Amara's hand. He erased me twice already. Twice. Damian looked at Amara. You adapt beautifully, he murmured. You almost smile like she did. The device activated. 2 biometric readings appeared in the red glow. C06. C07. Heart rate elevated. Neural instability rising. Damian studied the screen carefully. I can't lose progress again, he whispered. Lose progress. Like she wasn't human. C06 suddenly spoke. She begged you to let her go that night. The room froze. Damian's hand trembled. Don't. She told you she didn't want the surgery. Surgery? Amara's head snapped toward Damian. What surgery? C06's voice cracked. The one that killed her. Silence swallowed the room. For the first time, Damian looked shattered. Not obsessed. Broken. She would have died anyway, he said hoarsely. I tried to save her. The emergency voice interrupted again. Selection required. Damian lifted the device. His thumb hovered. He looked at Amara. Then at C06. Softly, almost lovingly, he whispered, I'm so close this time. The screen flashed. A selection was made. A pulse of white light filled the room. And everything went dark. Seconds later, footsteps echoed down the hallway. Calm, steady, confident. A bedroom door opened. A woman stepped out. Alone. She touched her face slowly. Confused. Behind her ear, a fresh surgical mark. Her phone buzzed. A new system notification appeared. C08 activated. She frowned at the message. And in the mirror across the hall, she saw Damian standing behind her, smiling. So, tell me, who walked out of that room? C06 or C07? Or did Damian create something even worse? If you were her, would you run? Or would you stay and become perfect? Comment your theory below. Because if this video hits 5,000 likes, I will reveal what really happened in part 2. And trust me, the truth is darker than you think. If you enjoyed this video, like this video. If you want part 2, comment C08 below. And if you enjoy dark billionaire stories like this, subscribe now, because the next one will be worse.